Hey guys, welcome back. It's Maverick here today with another episode of Monogatari Mondays. Although, actually on Tuesday this time, as things does go from time to time. But anyways, we are still in the middle of the crazy arc, where multiple arcs are happening at the same time and whatnot. Like, I personally was very surprised after I finally went through the wiki and found out that, hey, this arc actually happens after Mayoi has already, passed on, I guess you could say. Like, I mean, she's dead already, but now she's carried on from being an aberration slash spirit or whatnot to go to, I don't know, whatever kind of afterlife, actual afterlife that they have, whether reincarnation or, I don't know, heaven, hell, or something of that sort, right? That's not the point here, but the point here is that in this episode, we should be seeing, you know, the true antagonist of this particular arc here, right? Which presumably is somebody from Shinobu's past, you know, that warrior, that samurai looking dude. But I do wonder though if it has any relationship with the sort of black hole-esque kind of darkness that we saw all those arcs ago, you know, that ultimately resulted in Mayoi carrying on, right? I do wonder if it is still related to that kind of aspect somewhat. So without further ado, let's get into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Chimera. A monkey and a crab? That would be Kambaru and Sanjugahara, right? What is with this, all this slow-mo? Oh. Yep, she wasn't wearing anything underneath. Something older than aberrations are? What? Ooh. One shot. Just like that? Now it's a snake? Okay, so it's just like the sort of like uh you know, sort of like a conglomeration of all the various different girls and whatnot. So in that case we're missing a cat, right? Yeah. Oh, that seemed like a weird sort of entryway into this episode here. Mm-hmm. Am I the only one who feels like weirded out by the pacing for this episode? Like, we got like a pretty questionable fight at the beginning and then entering into this opening right here. Is it just me? I know, it felt kind of weird. So what is that thing? Are you gonna explain a little bit, Shinobu-chan? Well. Well, I guess it's a little bit different. I was originally thinking, like, you know, let's wear it together or something of that sort. That was what I was expecting from Kanbaru. Nope. Just finished eating. And you guys are not gonna talk about, like, what that thing actually was? Well, whatever you do, hopefully you don't raise your head, Aragi. Oh, okay. Now, who would have thought to look under there? Okay, that's a surprisingly nice recreation. No? He's in denial. Okay. Back to the shrine. Ultra super rare SSR. Wait, hmm? Oh, okay, okay. I was like, what? No, it almost caught me off guard a little bit. I was like, huh? That's definitely not true, right? Yeah, that's not true, that's not true. She's always been credited as Gaian. You know, I could believe it, though. For her to be like, oh, she knows younger sister. Shouldn't you already know about it, Gaian? Since you know everything? Oh, it's been a while since we've seen her full name. And why can't he be back as an aberration? Oh, so can Shinobu ultimately also be resurrected? Wouldn't that mean that in that alternate universe, right, that happened at around the same time when Araragi traveled to another timeline? Wouldn't that Shinobu have a way of coming back as well? She really likes saying her name, eh? Okay. Why? Well, isn't that a convenient excuse there? Okay, guy. Your dialogue is going way too long now. No, really. Okay, like I said, this dialogue is going way too long, I feel. You'd never get through it, Guyan. You need to learn how to get to the point. Do tell? What, you're still continuing on, girl? Right. Please move on. I guess that would kind of be like breaking the. That's kind of breaking the fourth wall, right? Was Guyan always... I feel like this is the first time we hear Guyan talk so much, and this is literally a monologue. Like, it's not even a back and forth or anything. Oh. Alright, finally we're done with it. Alright. Well, see you guys after this. Well, alright, that was episode 10, and, yeah, I don't know if it's just because I'm really tired today and I am literally falling asleep, or that was seriously going on and on forever with Guyan, basically trying to explain things. I calculated, I think it was a full 9 minutes of just her own monologue, and, you know, not even speaking really fast, or, and so on and so forth, but just going through the story chronologically once again, right? I think part of it is also because, one, in the way she speaks, and then second, in the contents that she's speaking of, because there's actually really little that we don't know already from that. Like, it's kind of funny, right? Because you could argue that this arc is one which really needs a lot of exposition and explanation as well, just because, you know, this current arc is overlapping with a lot of other arcs that happened before in the other stories, and whatnot, and so you kind of need an explanation. If you don't rely on an external source like a wiki or something to take a look at the timelines and everything, how it connects to each other, you would be kind of lost, right? And so it would make sense if there were some kind of references or some kind of guidance as to how to combine all those just within the episode itself. But rather than that, it's basically going through the explanation of how basically the other Shinobu arc, right? The one where they dealt with the sort of black hole-esque darkness one, right? They already went through the story at that time. So literally, those 9 minutes could have been finished with, yeah, you know, just because he perished in the sunlight doesn't mean that he's dead. He's dead for forever. He can resurrect, and now 15 years ago he's resurrected, and so, you know, he has a grudge to carry out or something like that. See, I just summarized it in, like, you know, one sentence, right? Now I get it. They're trying to build a storyline, but I just don't really see what I really just don't see what there is in you know, what she's saying that has very big I mean, I guess she talked a little about why there were so many aberrations within the city, right? And as well as, you know, sort of kind of hinting at the fact that maybe it's a very special situation, either the city or Araki himself, right? As well as, so we do get a little bit of exposition in or background on that part, right? But beyond that, though, yeah, I don't really see, something else where we needed to have it this drawn out, right? Like, am I missing something? Maybe there's like a big, huge hint that is put within those 9 minutes of monologue or something that is really important and that just completely missed, right? But, you know, I went through it once again, you know, just going through the dialogue and whatnot, and I don't really see nothing else that we haven't learned quite yet and that we can't learn within like one sentence, right? So, I don't know. And not to mention, I feel like the sort of, how can I say, the background visuals and whatnot wasn't as quite as impressive or as eerie or as avant-garde as some of the other, you know, because Monogatari is a series built on a lot of dialogue, right? But typically it's dialogue. It's a back and forth kind of thing. Here we have a pure monologue by Guyan for 9 minutes, and also we don't really have, like, for instance, during those long during those long conversations and whatnot, we typically have lots and lots of scene changes. Providing us some very abstract kind of art and whatnot, in that kind of matter. We're having all sorts of like title screens coming in, or like text, flavor text on various cut-ins and whatnot. But we get none of that here, right? So I don't know. To me, this was actually kind of hard to sit through. Again, maybe because I'm actually really tired right now, but I was seriously this close to falling asleep. I'm not gonna lie here. So yeah. Weird, and as I said, not really that much else to learn from this question mark. Definitely, I am still wondering, like, what is that sort of pseudo aberration that they're talking about, right? Like, what creates that? Why does that come out? And more importantly, why is it comprised of the aspects of the other girls, right? Like the crab, the snake, or the monkey, and so on and so forth. Like, is there a specific meaning to all that? Probably is, and I'm just missing some big picture, but at this point in time, I don't really see it. And then, of course, we know the true identity of that suit of armor, but then again, we pretty much guessed that already, right? Because there's nobody else that could utter those lines of dialogues and talk about the demon blade and whatnot, if not for her first how do you want to call it? Her first kin? Her first subordinate? Whatever you want to call it, right? Like Araki-senpai, basically. It had to have been him, right? And also, I'm more inclined to believe Guyan in this point, since, for one, she is very knowledgeable, and for two, it just seems like the logical thing to think of, right? I mean, I certainly did not question that it was that dude, and honestly, Shinobu, for her part, I feel like it's just kind of like in denial in a sort of way. But yeah. So in any case, yeah, not really too much else to work on at this point, right? I'm assuming that they might need to confront the suit of armor head on, and probably Shinobu needs to have a little bit of a dialogue with him as well, right? And then also with Araki butting in and saying, it's okay, senpai, you can retire now. There's someone else, there's me to carry on the legacy of being a pupil or disciple or well, in this case, master of Shinobu, of Heart Underblade, right? So, yeah, maybe that is what we're going to do in the next few episodes to conclude this arc, right? I certainly wouldn't be surprised by that. So yeah, there we go. That's it for this episode. Do let me know if you guys also had a similar feeling to me while listening to Guyan's dialogue here as well. Don't get me wrong, I actually like her character, right? I'm sure that due to her sort of like neutrality in a way, and trying to stay out of things, but also speaking in cryptic manners, I've no doubt that there's probably already been a lot of criticism thrown towards her character and whatnot. Just to set the record straight, I actually do like the Guyan's way of speaking, and how she basically involves herself in a lot of these situations, right? But that dialogue there was definitely kind of hard to sit through. So anyways, thank you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.